Hello, I'm Tati. Welcome to class. Today is going to be a gentle, relatively short class. You won't need any props. And with that, I say let's get started in a comfortable seated position. So if a seated position isn't comfortable, you can prop a block underneath the hips, resting the hands on the knees or forming a mudra by interlacing the fingers and letting them rest in the lap, closing down the eyes. And taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and exhale, side out, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing in, feeling the chest and belly expand, and exhale out. One more time, breathing in and exhale. Inhale, opening the eyes and then placing the hands onto the shoulders. So the fingertips are on top of the shoulder bones and then slowly starting to move from side to side. So with the inhalation, you're moving to the right side, with the exhalation over towards the left, and then just continuing in your own time, breathing in and out. You can go as fast or as slow as you like. Starting to heat up the body, stoking that inner fire. Just a few more rounds. And release, placing the hands on the knees and then drawing circles with the upper body. So with your inhalation, the chest draws forward and then round in a big circle, rounding the spine as you go backwards. Continuing at your own pace, drawing these circles as big or as small as you like. Sometimes this might also help you identify where in your spine there's some niggles and pinches, so taking some time to linger there. Remembering to breathe, nice deep breaths. As you're doing this, slowly starting to warm up the spine, gently compressing the internal organs in the abdomen. And then with the next inhalation, changing directions. So whatever direction you were before, just switching towards the other. You might like to also close your eyes while doing this to really help you feel into the sensations in your body as you draw these big circles. Where in your body are you feeling sensation? And exhale, coming back through center. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, twisting over towards the left side. So gazing over your left shoulder. And exhale, release, switching over to the other side. Gazing over your right shoulder as you find your spinal twist. Think about sinking the hips low and keeping the spine nice and straight so the crown reaches up towards the sky. Opening the chest Feeling the twist in the lower abdomen. And exhale, release, coming back through center. And from here, finding into a kneeling position. So if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can stay in the cross-legged position. Otherwise, finding into a kneeling position, forming little kind of claw-like shapes with your fingers, just bending into the fingers so you can use your fingertips to gently start tapping your collarbone, and then moving from the collarbone out towards the shoulders and back in, just gently tapping. You might like to make a sound to really feel the vibrations in your chest. And again, it can feel really nice just to close the eyes, to really tune inwards. This is a really great way to stimulate our vagus nerve, which is helpful if we want to bring ourselves into our parasympathetic or our rest and digest nervous system. And releasing the tapping of the chest, and then gently just tapping the face. So you can start on top of the eyebrows, so tapping along from the center of the eyebrows, along the brow bones, all the way to the temples. Doing that a few times. Just very gently. And then finding the point just where each side of the nose connects to the eye, and gently tapping along the top of the cheekbone up towards the temple, just a few times. Tapping the cheeks. Can be really nice also just to kind of blow out your cheeks and then tap. Looks a bit funny, but and releasing, shifting the hips over towards the right side. So your legs come over to the left hand comes to the mat, and then drawing the right arm up and over towards the left side. So you should be feeling a nice stretch now in your right hip across your right side body. Opening up. And exhale, releasing the right hand to the mat and shifting the hips over towards the left. So the legs come over to the right side, right hand rests on the mat. Left arm sweeps up and over, drawing what I always like to imagine is drawing a rainbow, and then feeling that side body stretch in the left side. Either gazing towards the ground or up towards the fingertips, or straight ahead, whatever feels comfortable for your neck. Exhale, releasing, finding back into your kneeling position, resting the hands on the knees, peeling the shoulders up and back to really expand and open your chest, finding our thunderbolt pose. And then from here, slowly starting to roll the neck in one direction. And then in the opposite direction. Releasing any tension you might be holding onto in your neck and shoulders. And release. Placing the hands in front of you, tucking the toes, and you can stay like this, so with the hands in front of you. That just helps bring some weight into the hands if this feels quite intense for your toes. Otherwise, start to lean back and placing the hands on your knees. This is a really good pose for really helping open and stretch out the fascia at the bottom of our feet, all our muscles and tendons in our feet, which get quite crammed up in shoes if we wear them a lot. So this is a really nice way to help open up the feet, which is really important also for balancing postures. Breathing deeply here, and know that you can always come out of the pose if it's starting to feel too intense, and always the option also to bring the hands in front of you to take some weight out of the toes. Exhale, release, finding all fours tabletop and just patting out the backs of the feet, releasing some tension you might have been holding onto in the toes. And then flowing through a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, dip the belly, open the chest, gazing forward. Exhale, round the spine, pressing the floor away from you, chin is tucked. Inhale, cat, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Flowing through a few rounds in your own time. The inhale brings you into cow, and the exhale brings you into cat. And for all these poses, if you feel comfortable, you can always close down the eyes, helping you tune inwards and really sense and feel what's going on in your body. And returning back to a neutral or forced tabletop position, tucking the toes and finding downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet, maybe shaking the head yes and no, keeping a nice deep bend in the knee, bringing the chest towards the thighs, and then inhale, coming onto the tiptoes and ripple forward into a high plank position. Exhale, bending the knees, pressing the hips back towards the heels and lifting up into downward facing dog. Inhale, coming up on the toes, ripple the spine forward into high plank, bending the knees, hips come back. So these are our down dog plank rolls, continuing in your own time now. Inhale, ripples you forward. Exhale, brings you back. And the next time you find downward facing dog, resting here for one breath. And exhale, stepping the right foot forward, left foot forward to either side of the mat, and then sinking the hips low into malasana, our yogi squat. Hands can rest in front of you or bringing the hands in prayer. Can also move from side to side, warming up the inside of the hips and finding stillness, sinking those hips low, open the chest. And exhale, releasing the hands to the mat, lifting the hips up and walking the feet in towards hip width distance, finding into forward fold. So spinning the upper body over the thighs, maybe holding onto opposite elbows. You can always keep a little bend in the knee. And then the option to sway gently from left to right. Inhale, release, finding halfway lift, flat back, fingertips on the mat, shins or thighs. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg up towards the sky, bending into the right knee, opening up the hip. And exhale, straighten the right leg, bringing it forward, right knee taps right elbow, lowering the foot and the knee down. So the right knee is by the inside of the right wrist. Foot comes towards the left side of the mat and straightening the left leg back, finding into pigeon pose. So if you need a bit of extra support, sliding a block or just something soft underneath your right hip. Inhale, lifting the chest, finding a nice tall spine. And then exhale, coming down, either straightening the arms out in front of you or forming a pillow with the arms resting the forehead on the forearms. And you shouldn't be feeling any pain in your right knee. If you are, please back out a bit. Maybe play around with the angle of your foot. So the closer the right foot is towards the pelvis, it changes the angle of the knee, so that might feel more comfortable to you. Otherwise, bringing the foot closer towards the top of the mat, so it's more parallel, the shin is more parallel. Remember to breathe deeply here, letting yourself sink with every exhalation. Inhale, gently walking the hands back up towards the body, tucking the left toes and pressing yourself back into a downward facing dog. Take a moment to notice the difference of sensation in your left and right side of your hip and legs. And inhale, lifting the left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog, bending the left knee, opening up the hip. And exhale, gazing forward, bringing the left knee forward to tap the left elbow. Knee comes down to the inside of the left wrist, and then shifting the right leg down along the mat, finding into pigeon on the other side. Inhale, pressing into the fingertips to really straighten out the spine, open the chest. And exhale, folding forward if it feels comfortable, either coming to the hands, the forearms, or straightening the arms out in front of you. I'm going to go again for the variation of forming that pillow with my hands resting the forehead on the forearms. Notice how this side might feel different to the other side. This side is much easier for me to get a bit deeper into the pose, and that's completely normal for the two sides of our body to not feel exactly equal. Honor where your body is today. So if it's starting to feel too strong, just back out of the pose. Inhale, slowly lifting the head and walking the hands back towards the body, and this time swinging the legs around, bringing the bottoms of the feet to touch, and folding into a butterfly forward fold. You might like to bounce up the knees first, and then folding as far as feels comfortable, rounding the spine. In this more yin version of the pose, the further you walk your feet away from you, the easier and less sensation in the hips. taking a moment now to check in with how you feel. Reminding yourself of the wonderful gift of being alive and experiencing this human experience with all of its ups and downs. And release gently, very gently pressing yourself up into a seated position, finding a cross-legged position, closing the eyes and placing one hand on the heart and the other on top. Connecting with the sensation of your heart beating beneath your chest. Feeling your rib cage lift and fall as you inhale and exhale. Bowing the gaze. Namaste. Wishing you a beautiful day. I hope that you're feeling calm and good in your body. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, join the community. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me there at Tati Yoga, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat again real soon. All my love.